Vietnam's economy jumped by 8% this year, and this was 2% higher than its official target. The country has outperformed its Asian neighbours in terms of growth, but does that make Vietnam a better economy? I would say otherwise. Our next report explains why.
Vietnam's economy grew 8% in 2022. This has been its fastest pace in almost 25 years. The country had a growth target of 6 to 6.5%, but the actual figures have surpassed the goal. This comes despite the fears of a global recession and the impact on demand for exports from Vietnam. The numbers seem promising, especially when last year's growth folded at 2.58%. Like most other countries, COVID-19 lockdowns left a dent on Vietnam's economy. They significantly impacted its factory activity last year. But the country seems to have gotten back on its feet. The growth suggests Vietnam was Asia's fastest growing economy this year. Not India, not China, Vietnam. But is this really as promising as it sounds? It cannot be taken on face value. There are several other factors to be considered. The truth is, big economies usually show a slower growth. Take the United States, for example. It showed a GDP growth of 1.9%. UK's economy also grew only by 1.9%, and China's GDP jumped by 3.9% as of September. You see, their growth curves aren't as steep as Vietnam's. Asian countries like China, India and South Korea are higher up the economic ladder, even though their economic growth isn't as exponential as Vietnam's. But it doesn't mean that they aren't growing. Resource-abundant economies grow more slowly. Why is that? Experts say these economies shift away from competitive manufacturing sectors and set up their bases in other countries. And when manufacturing shifts, so do the sectors that pump the GDP. And that is further being strengthened by decoupling. The conditions in China haven't been business-friendly lately. With rising COVID cases, worker strikes and relatively higher costs, companies are looking to shift their business bases away from China, and countries like Vietnam are benefiting from that. While China has for long been referred to as the world's factory, it too has diversified its service bases. Chinese manufacturers have sought to shift some of their production lines to Asian neighbours Vietnam and Cambodia. Vietnam may have outperformed its Asian neighbours in terms of growth, but we also need to look at the bigger picture. If a country shows faster growth rate, it cannot simply be signed off as a better economy. Among other things, we need to look at unemployment rates, inflation, consumer confidence index as well. Bureau Report, WION, World is One.
WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.